Yes, guys, totally enjoy the show. Darling, may I remind you, you're in a castle now, darling. You live in a castle. You should really enjoy yourself, But what's the point, darling? I don't know what to do in here, darling. Just enjoy yourself, darling. You live in a castle, darling. You know what, darling? I'm very grateful I do live in a castle, darling, and I'm very proud. Darling, now get out of the castle. This is my house. Why are you here? Well, I mean, you just told me I live in a castle. Shouldn't that be pleased, Well, you should be pleased, but you don't live here, so get out of here, Well, I mean, I was just very thankful that I live in the castle now. And now you're kicking me out, Well, I mean, you can't stay, darling. Well, why could you stay, darling? Well, what? If you have to live here and I have to live here, then one of us has to get out, darling. Well, I have to get out, darling, because I don't live here, darling. Exactly, girl. So now that you were actually putting down living in the castle, darling, and now you regret it, darling, because you're not living in the castle, darling. Well, you know, I'm going to go home now, Where are you going to go then, darling? I don't know, to my house in Milwaukee, darling, No, okay, we'll go to your, no, guys, I don't know if Milwaukee's like a good place to live. That's just a name that came up, right? So some people might not like living in Milwaukee, whatever, right? And maybe it's not good for LGBT trans, I'm not sure. But, I mean, I don't know what it's like. I've never really been there, right? Well, you want to live in a house in Milwaukee, dog. You're going to have to live in a house in Milwaukee, dog. Well, I want to live in a house in Milwaukee, dog. Well, good. You said you had a house in Milwaukee, so why do you live in Milwaukee, dog? Well, I thought I lived in Milwaukee, dog. Well, you do live in Milwaukee. You said you had a house there, dog. Well, what if I don't have a house there, dog? Well, where do you live then, dog? Well, what if I live in Canada, dog? Well, why do you live in Canada, dog? Well, because Canada's the best, dog. Even though it's very expensive, hard to live there, darling. I'm doing okay. I have enough. I make more than a wage. I'm doing okay, darling. Well, darling. Well, I mean, you live in Canada. Good for you, darling. Now get out of my castle.